Suprematism was an art movement based on basic geometric forms such as circles, squares, lines, and rectangles, which were painted in a limited range of colors. It was founded by Kazimir Malevich in Russia around the year 1915. It was announced in Malevich's 1915 exhibition in the last futuristic exhibition of paintings, 0.10, in St. Petersburg, where he, alongside 13 other artists, exhibited 36 works in a similar style. The term suprematism refers to an abstract art based upon the supremacy of pure artistic feeling rather than on visual depiction of objects. Kazimir Malevich was born to a Polish family who lived near Kiev in 1879. As an amateur artist, he grew up painting walls and stoves and also did peasant embroidery. He studied drawing in Kiev from 1895 to 1896. Malevich discovered Cubism when he visited Paris in 1912. He drew inspiration from this art style along with others such as Impressionism and Fauvism, and that is when he developed Suprematism in 1915. One of Malevich's Cubist paintings that can be found to be very intriguing is his art piece, Knife Grinder. This post-Cubism painting can be easily pinned as a Cubist painting by the color patterns chosen in the sharp geometric shapes. It was art pieces like this that led to Malevich to later develop Suprematism. Malevich was also very interested in aerial photography and aviation. Some of his abstract artworks were inspired by the perspective from the sky. The Russian Revolution was very influential in the creation of Suprematism. Malevich painted one of his most known paintings, The Black Square, and painted 4 versions of this painting throughout the years. One of these versions was even on display in Revolution, Russian Art, 1917 through 1932. Malevich went on to inspire many other artists to paint in the Suprematism style, such as Lyubov Popova, Ilya Kashnik, and many others. Now that I've described his life and his career, let me introduce you to the artist himself, Kazimir Malevich.
Hello everyone, I'm Kazimir Malevich. I am Russian. I'm very proud of being Russian. And today, I invite you to know more about Suprematism in my studio. This is the Black Square. It is my most important painting. Many people do not understand it, but one day they will. It will be famous. This is the 0 points of art. This is the experience enough of non-objectivity in a wide emptiness. This is from 0 in 0, where the true movement of being begins. I transform myself on the 0 form that emerged from nothing to creation. And that is to Suprematism, the new realism of art, the non-object creation. Of the red square, beautiful painting. Many people think it's a square, but no, it's not a square. It's a quadrangular figure. We can see different angles here to here. This painting represents the revolution, represents the red as a blood of the martyrdom, the revolution and the communism of my Russia. It also represents the strikes, the wars, and the crisis, which is beautiful. Hello guys, I'm Salvador Leon. I am a Tec de Monterrey student in Campus Querétaro. Today we will talk about art. And here we have a very special guest. Sumi, how are you?
How are you, Salvador?
And we will talk about Kazimir Malevich. So, I was reading about this guy, about Suprematism, but there's also some stuff about Cubism, and I'm very confused. So, can you tell us something about his Cubist paintings?
Yes, he first started his artwork with Cubism, and the most exemplary one would be Morning in the Country After a Snowstorm. Yes, the Cubist, as you know, colors as well and other viewpoints. So this painting depicted the Russian peasants, and I think it has to do with his life back in his memories, because he spent his life in the rural Russian places.
Oh, amazing!
Yes.
So they really play an important role in this art.
Yes.
And so now moving to Suprematism.
Yeah.
What are your favorite paintings you would like to share with us?
Yes, I have two more paintings. The first one is called Playing in Rotation, called Black Circle, and this is the art piece that started from the real Suprematism. And yes, the first Suprematism he had was very big, like squares and circles with black, red, and white colors, and it was rather very simple and implied the abstraction. Yes. And the next one is a more developed one. It's called Suprematism painting with black trapezium and red square, which was depicted in 1915. Yes, and he developed his style into more colors and with more geometrical figures. Yes, yes, the combination of them. She diversified it. Yes, so by the abstraction and the very simple, easy geometric figures, he thought he could give very freedom in interpretation. Yes. And okay, I have one more here, and it's very interesting. It's a self-portrait.
A self-portrait?
Yes, self-portrait.
Suprematist self-portrait.
Yes, it is. In two dimensions, which was drawn in 1915 also. And you'll never imagine until you see the title that it is self-portrait. He also used other geometric figures such as rectangles, and circles with other simple colors such as yellows and blues. Yes. So it is as simple as
Really abstract.
Yes, very abstract. So he replaced all his eyes, nose into only very basic ones, basic figures. Yes, it is very interesting.
Oh, Sumi, so I really learned a lot with you about Suprematism. I think I understand now the importance of figures with him. So thank you very much. I'll see you next time in another
See you.
interview.
Thank you, Steve. Mucho gusto.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome again. Now we are in the library to interview our special guest, Itzel. How are you? Good night.
I'm doing really good. How are you, Isabella?
I'm excellent and really anxious to talk about Suprematism and his founder, Malevich.
Yeah, Malevich. Well, he's a great painter. He, as you said, is a founder of Suprematism, and I don't know, I think he's one of the most important painters throughout all of the art life, because he dared to do something really different than the movement before him.
Which are your favorite paintings?
Yeah, my favorite paintings are, well, my top 4 would be White on White. It was created on 1915, and I just love it because it gives perspective to the viewer. Not the artist is not like implementing his own ideas on it, but like you as a viewer can interpret it in many different ways. So seeing,
You feel peace when
you feel
those tones
peace,
of white.
seeing at the white infinity, you know, it lets you think a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Also, the 8 rectangles are really interesting because this is what marked dynamism into the paintings of Malevich, because you can either see the rectangles as if you were above from them and you can see them floating,
Oh, like
or
a skyline perspective.
yeah, like a skyline perspective, or as if they were suspended on the wall. So that's pretty interesting. It also depends a lot on the viewer. And something that's really similar to this painting also is an airplane flying from 1915. Actually, this was before. It's basically a plane like made out of rectangles, and you can look at them as if the plane was suspended, you know? And it makes a lot of sense because it's looking upwards, and I don't know, it's just, you can perfectly see the plane over there. Also, Salvador, one of the most amazing things of this movement, it's after the revolution, after the Russian Revolution, because in this time, Malevich just changed his ideas. He stopped using so many colors. He also like started adding more painterly elements. And yeah, one of the significant paintings of this time would be the Black Cross on a red oval. So you can see it's now all about, you know, religion and political movements and all of that, and I think that one is really important, and it's actually made in 1927. So that would be all of my favorite paintings from Malevich.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, and thank you very much for your attention.
The impact Kazimir Malevich had on the art world was huge. He helped push art styles in a new direction with Suprematism and went on to be a huge inspiration for many artists who took after him in the Suprematism style. Malevich died on May 15, 1935 from cancer in Leningrad. As he laid on his deathbed, over his bed hung one of his most famous art pieces, the Black Square. His artwork became very famous and can be seen in museums all over the world. These museums include the Museum of Modern Art in New York and the Stedelijk Museum in Amsterdam. The latter actually owns 24 paintings by Malevich, which is more than any other museum in Russia. His artwork is now worth thousands to millions of dollars. The fourth version of The Black Square painting, which was painted in the 1920s, was purchased in 2002 for an equivalent of $1 million US. On November 3rd, 2008, a piece of art by Malevich with the name Suprematist Composition from 1916 set a world record for any Russian work of art being sold in that year and was sold in New York for a little over $60 million US. His artwork has been loved by many for over a century, and his impact on the art world will forever be remembered. He made his mark in history, and his work can still be viewed and appreciated all over the world.